Opening Open Broadcaster Software, or OBS, for the first time gives you a blank canvas. It can be intimidating, but by understanding a few core mechanics, you can turn that empty window into a professional broadcast control center. In under 6 minutes, we are going to build your exact end state. You will have a functional layout, balanced audio, and a secure connection to your platform. Before we start building, verify your immediate prerequisites. You need OBS installed from obsproject.com, a game running in the background, and your peripheral devices plugged in, like your microphone and webcam. Moving from a content consumer to a broadcaster requires executing 4 specific foundational steps. Step 1 is the technical setup. Start by running the Auto Configuration Wizard. This analyzes your specific hardware and internet connection to recommend an optimal baseline for your system. Next, open your settings and navigate to Output. Here, you will configure the stream's foundational video quality limits, specifically your resolution, frame rate, and bitrate. This animated diagram illustrates 2 data pipelines to show why a smooth 720p output at 60 frames per second using 4500 kilobits per second is more effective than a 1080p stream. Full HD requires heavy bandwidth. If your internet cannot support 6000 kilobits per second, that 1080p pipeline chokes, resulting in stuttering video for your viewers. Within these settings, select Constant Bitrate, or CBR. Constant bitrate is an encoding method that sends a steady, fixed amount of data per second. CBR ensures your stream data remains predictable to the platform, avoiding the erratic spikes that cause connection failures. Forcing high resolutions without the necessary bandwidth causes viewers to leave. Predictable, smooth performance always takes priority over theoretical maximum quality. Step 2 is building your visual layout. In OBS, a scene is a specific layout configuration containing multiple elements. Create a new scene and name it Main Gameplay. Now you populate that scene using the Sources panel. Add a game capture source. This captures your specific game window directly from the graphics card, making it the most resource-efficient method available. If your game capture results in a black screen, try running OBS as an administrator. If the issue persists, use Window Capture as your fallback. Next, add a video capture device. This connects your webcam, adding your personal presence to the layout. This 3D diagram shows the concept of source layering. In your Sources panel, the vertical list dictates visual priority. Sources at the top appear in front of the sources beneath them. To prevent your face cam from hiding behind your game, drag your video capture device to the very top of the list. Watch the stack flatten as you resize the webcam and tuck it into a corner so it doesn't obstruct the gameplay. Managing the source panel allows you to build complex overlays. This layering system is the standard way you combine gameplay, cameras, and graphics into a cohesive broadcast. Step 3 is audio. Look at the audio mixer panel. It uses a visual feedback system of green for safe levels, yellow for the target range, and red for clipping and distortion. Broadcasting requires a specific hierarchy. Your voice should stay above the game audio because viewers prioritize your commentary over the background noise. This visual mixer demonstrates the target parameters you need. Your microphone should peak in the yellow zone, between -12 and -6 decibels. Your game audio should be suppressed to the green zone, sitting quietly below your voice. The solid white line at the top represents a limiter. A limiter is an audio filter that prevents sudden loud sounds from exceeding a specific volume ceiling. Apply a limiter filter to your microphone at -3 decibels to act as a safety net against sudden volume spikes. Visual quality is compromised if the audio is grating. An enforced audio hierarchy is essential for retaining an audience. Step 4 is connecting your local software to the global broadcasting platform. Open your settings and click the Stream tab. Whether you use Twitch or YouTube, use the integrated Connect Account button. This handles the authentication automatically and bypasses the need to manage raw data strings manually. Treat your stream key like a password. This code links your software to your channel, and anyone with access to it can broadcast directly to your audience without your permission. Keep it hidden. Do a final check. Your video limits are set, your scene architecture is built, your audio levels are balanced, and your platform is authenticated. This authenticated connection is the bridge that transforms local data on your computer into a live broadcast. With your configuration complete, you are ready to go live. navigate to the Controls panel and click Start Streaming. The moment you are live, direct your eyes to the status bar at the bottom of the interface. These are the real-time vital signs of your broadcast. This status bar graphic shows the parameters of a healthy stream. You are looking for a solid green square for bandwidth, steady CPU usage, and exactly 0 dropped frames. If your status bar matches those metrics, you have succeeded. You've built the layout, optimized the audio, and tuned the video for viewers. The best way to learn streaming is to stream. It is an iterative journey that requires consistency. Start broadcasting today, and when you are ready to master advanced techniques, explore the content and broadcasting track at sportsacademy.co.uk.